Hi, the purpose of this video is to show you how to make a bootable version of Clonezilla and the live version of Linux Mint. I think you understand why we need Clonezilla, and I will explain why we're going to use this what's called a live version of Linux Mint, which is a Linux operating system later on in the second video. So let's start. The first thing we have to do is to download a number of components. So we're going to go to Google and search for three different things. First, Unebootin, and we're going to find Unebootin, and depending whether we're running a Windows computer or a Linux computer, we're going to download Unebootin, and I have a Linux computer, so I'm going to click the download for Linux. I have a 64-bit computer, and I'm going to download the Unebootin application. Okay, so let me go back to Google. I'm going to search this time for Clonezilla. And I'm going to search, let's see, I want downloads. Let me go back here and click on downloads. Okay, and the version I always want is the stable version of Clonezilla. And I'm going to choose the one for a 64-bit computer. I don't want the zip. I'm going to choose the ISO, and I'm going to allow the computer to select the depository and click download. And then I'm going to save the Clonezilla download into my download folder. Okay, then finally I'm going to go back to Google, and this time I'm going to search for Linux Mint, which is an operating system, much like Ubuntu or much like Xubuntu that we use on our images. And current version is 21.1. I'm going to download that. And it doesn't really matter which of these versions you use. I tend to use the Mate edition. And then it's going to ask us to choose a place to download it from. I'm just simply going to pick the first one here, and then I'm going to save the ISO of Linux Mint. Okay, so now I've got the three pieces that I need. The first thing I'm going to do is go back to my download folder. And in here, my download folder, I have Unebootin. Now what I've put in here, because many of you have Windows, you're going to have a Windows exe file, and you just simply double click this and it's going to install Unebootin on your computer. Now I have a Linux, and I already have the Linux version of Unebootin on mine, so I'm just going to leave that alone, but you need to install Unebootin on your computer. Okay, that's part one. Okay, part two, I'm going to open up on my computer Unebootin. And mine requires that I put in a password. And here's the Unebootin window. I'll keep that small. Maybe zoom in a little bit. Okay, then my next step is I'm going to put a drive into my computer. Okay, I realize I should have put the drive in first. Because I wanted Unebootin to see that drive, so you need to put the drive in first, then start Unebootin. And you can see here the type we're going to install on a USB drive, and this is a designation for which drive I have. I would suggest that when you're doing this, that if you have other drives plugged into your computer, that you take them out, just so you don't mistakenly install onto the wrong drive, because it will wipe out whatever else is on that drive, like if you have an external hard drive. So this is a USB drive, not a hard drive. It's on SDC1. Now I got to choose the application that I want, and this is a little bit techie type stuff. Go to computer, and in my case I go to home, and I don't know how this would look in Windows. JOD, downloads, and I'm going to choose Clonezilla as the software I'm going to download, then say OK. Mine said I had to mount the okay, and then this is going to take 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm going to stop this because I already have this done on another drive. Okay, then the second portion is you go take the drive out that has Clonezilla successfully installed on it and put another drive in. And this time you're going to open Unebootin. And this time you're going to choose the Linux Mint ISO that you downloaded. And you're going to install that. Okay, that's the end of the first video. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we're going to use the Linux Mint.